tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. They'll always be the Redskins to me because they are getting sued now. Josh Harris, the Washington Commanders, and a radical leftist George Soros-funded Native American group that led the charge to get the Redskins abolished to begin with. And let's just say the NAGA group, the National Native Americans Guardians Association, did not take kindly to being called a fake group. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, if you can look at this picture and believe these people are not Native American, I'm really not sure what to tell you about your perception. Just wondering, because they are quite real, and you can go to their website and read it, and I have, and I've looked at it several times, et cetera, et cetera. So they're getting their asses sued off, and I'm talking about the Commanders. There's a defamation lawsuit. There's a civil rights lawsuit in here, and the I believe it is called the, let me scroll down and we'll just find it very quickly, the NCAI group, which is the George Soros funded, keep that in mind this whole time, funded by federal taxpayer dollars. Among its benefactors, George Soros' Open Society Foundations. And in case you're wondering, the Native American gentleman, Blackfoot Chief, Two Guns, White Calf, that is the real man in which the original Redskins logo honored, I believe, very justly. So let's get to this. A Native American group, NAGA, filed a lawsuit against the Commanders in federal court this morning that upends a long-standing cancel culture narrative about racism in sports. You're about to have Native Americans fighting Native Americans. Just keep in mind the NC, whatever it was, it's a bunch of leftists running that group. Just keep that in mind. And I don't know who all's involved in that organization, but they seem to be the only Native Americans I've come across or even heard of that seem to be offended by this. So there's that. The Native American Guardians Association, NAGA, accuses the NFL franchise and new owner of Josh Harris of defamation, civil conspiracy, and civil right violations for their role in suppressing Native American history in a complaint filed in the United States District Court of North Dakota. NAGA led a viral petition this summer demanding the organization reclaim its traditional Redskins identity. It generated, they said 150,000 signatures. When I pulled it up, it was about 133,000. The Commanders is a fitting name for oppressors, the suit stated. The group seeks $1.6 million in damages and a seat at the table to share Native American history, according to their attorney. We believe the complaint is without merit, and we will address the matter in court, said Commander's spokesperson. This is going to get very public and very ugly. The complaint also names the powerful National Congress of American Indians for its role in erasing from the public discussion the imagery and history of real Native Americans. They're the ones responsible in large part, along with a lot of radical leftist politicians, in getting rid of a lot of things that honored Native Americans. This is really strange, the way this group has approached this. This suit claims that the NCAI contributes to a legacy of cultural oppression suffered by indigenous people. This lawsuit is an FU to the NCAI and an FU to the Commanders and to cancel culture. That's straight from the attorney, the NAGA attorney. Quote, the name Redskins carries a deep cultural, historical, and emotional significance, honoring the bravery, resilience, and warrior spirit associated with the Native American culture, NAGA complaint states. The Redskins were, it adds, the only team in the NFL to honor an actual Native American. Once again, this guy was real. 72 to 20, 2020 was how long that name stayed. And it had such a great tradition, as we know. Central to the NAGA argument is that the Redskins name and logo were inspired by real historic tribal leaders who played influential roles in American history, and that this factual narrative was obliterated by the NCAI. Well, of course they did. They launched an attack on it right here. The Washington franchise in 2020 under then-owner Dan Snyder bowed to public pressure fueled by the NCAI and canceled the Redskins name and its portrait logo of White Calf. The Chief White Calf Redskins logo was designed in 1972 by Blackfoot tribal leader Walter Blackie Wetzel with widespread input and support from Native American communities. He was the president of the NCAI from 61 to 64. That shows you how much things have changed. Okay? You got a lot of these people that went to these universities, the woke universities, got indoctrinated, got out, and decided they were offended by everything, and here we are. The NCAI in later years spent decades whipping up opposition to the logo designed by its former president. Wow. Unbelievable. It really is. It issued an incendiary report in 2013 that claimed Native American images such as the Redskins' Chief White Calf logo fueled low self-esteem, suicides, and racial violence in Native American communities. Stop that. Stop it. It fueled low self-esteem and suicides. They really believe the Redskins logo did that. Guys, that is ignorant. I mean, at ignorance, that is ignorant at the highest level. It's crazy. The NAGA complaint portrays the Commanders' new billionaire owner, Harris, as the heir to the legacy of oppression suffered by indigenous peoples at the hands of European settlers. By the way, he came out just a few weeks ago and essentially said something to the effect of these Native Americans were just causing a bunch of trouble and he didn't want to get involved, as if they were some kind of a headache. It was a really bad comment from Josh Harris. It made him look incredibly bad. At the end of August, and this is KFGO, at the end of August, Commanders President Jason Wright told reporters that the return to the former nickname is not being considered, period. It's crazy. NAGA President Eunice Davison released a statement through the group's media advisory's global impact campaigns, quote, "This is a line in the sand moment. We are fighting against cancel culture for all Americans. Native Americans have been the target of this the longest, and we are standing our ground. We will fight fiercely to preserve our historic place in America, just like other figures and groups. However, we will not burn down our nation or encourage any violence in our efforts." Woo-wee! She's taking some shots. Very well. Very good, Eunice. America is simply not for sale to this epidemic of cancel culture and DEI initiatives. I love it. NAGA will continue to fight to defend her. We look forward to the discovery process in this lawsuit and exposing the truth before Lady Justice. I do know that they are looking very much. They want a trial by jury, I saw, in all of this to get justice. You know, they want this to go before a group, a jury of peers. What do they think about this? And I can't remember the exact thing that Josh Harris said, but he sort of started this. When he bought the franchise, the Redskins came up from him, Ron Rivera, Magic Johnson said it was on the table to change the name again, all these things, and then he wanted to back way out of it. And one of the members that represent the luxury suites that tries to sell them, who works for the Commanders, came out and called NAGA a fake group. Well, that was a bad idea because you just got a defamation lawsuit because they said it. And that was one of the main reasons they were hit with a defamation lawsuit, because the leaders of this group, everybody involved in this group, are Native Americans, and they're real Native Americans. So, yeah, that probably sort of pissed them off a lot. And now the owner is ignoring them. Well, it's clear they're going to make this very public and very loud, louder than it had already gotten, and it had gotten national television, national media coverage. Now, a lot in the mainstream media, outside of Fox News, the mainstream media has not wanted to touch this, but we have, Outkick has, Breitbart has, Fox News has, Daily Wire. A lot of those places like that have covered this, but, CNN's not touching this. No way, I suspect. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Peace them out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.